which is not that bad. A lot of people have gone already.
Yeah.
But it has a tendency of going out at 8 until 10, which is also prime.
Yeah.
And it forces you to sleep early because everything is off. And then
I dealt with that the day I came in, and I was, I stay in Airbnbs. I like staying in people's homes, and the 2 homes I was in previously had generators. I was in Greenpoint, and right when I got in, everything shut down, so I had to hike up the luggage 2 flights of stairs. And you know what a woman told me? Really beautiful Goso woman.
Yeah.
She was like, "Let me help you," and I was like, I also grew up in certain streets. I was like, "You're gonna help me?" She's like, "Yeah, I'm not. I live here." And I was like, "Okay." She's like, "Also, it's Vanilla Day. I'm supposed to help you." I said, "It's Vanilla Day. Is that for white people? You help white people?" She's like, no. And I didn't find out until later it was Nelson Mandela's day. So is that the same thing, or is she messing with me?
When was that?
The 17th of July, Nelson Mandela Day.
No, it's on the 18th. Actually.
Or 18th, excuse me.
Yeah, 18th. Yeah.
So is Vanilla Day something else?
I don't know.
Because she looks
Vanilla
like
Day.
She's like, it's Vanilla Day. And I was like, you playing with me?
Hey, it's your boy Coffee Man. I'm out here in Cape Town. This time we're not Klaokina Paul Ekukuletu, unfortunately. We're at a very special place. We're at the Cape Town Lodge Hotel, which is going to be a very, very special episode. This one is very close to my heart because, you meet people from all over the world and you don't expect to see them again, especially if you're a tour guide. And I got to make a friendship and a brotherhood with my guest today. It's a very special one, guys. Thank you so much to everyone who has subscribed to our YouTube channel, and thank you to everyone who's been liking our page from Facebook, Instagram, and now we are available officially on Spotify, which is really, really amazing. I'm so happy for that. We've been trying to get our content out there, and finally that is happening. And to introduce my guest, my brother from another mother, all the way from the United States of America. How you doing, bro?
Good, man. Good. Thank you for taking the time to make this happen.
Yeah.
I know it's a lot of putting stuff together.
Yeah.
But I knew we would get together again.
Yeah.
When you meet people, you're like, I wonder if I'll ever see them again, especially for what you do, like you said. But I'm a manifester, so if I say it, I feel like it's going to happen, So happy to be back. My home away from home.
Yeah. How's it been so far?
This tour, this
trip?
Yeah. I was telling Kofi in the elevator that right when I got here, it felt normal. Like I had already been through a 2-week experience in Cape Town in March, April, and I knew kind of how things operate and how things move, how the people move, the temperament, and I felt like I was at home.
Yeah.
And I think just because Cape Town and maybe South Africa, or maybe just the experience here is a power center for all people. You know what I mean? Like you have powerful, visceral experiences when you come to Cape Town.
Yeah.
Probably anywhere in South Africa.
Yeah.
So I felt great. And it was normal. It was like, okay, I'm back. What am I going to do? I got to hit Coffee up. I got to hit my friend Zachy Harris up in Bocop.
Yeah.
I got to get some curry.
Yeah.
I gotta get my South African jersey right. Which I got right.
Yeah. It fits nice. It fits nice.
Did I tell you the story about it?
No.
Okay. Should I save it or should I tell you?
Yeah. Of course. Yeah.
So when I was here in Cape Town last time, Coffee knows I was constantly asking about what team should I rep, what team should I go for. And I kept telling him, well, I want to go for the South African national team. I know South Africans feel a certain way about it. But anytime I go to a country, I want to be with the people. I want to learn from the people that are different than me. And through their eyes. So, World Cup is happening. Africa World Cup is happening, and I was like, I want to get a Bafana jersey, And I went all around Cape Town looking for it. I was calling places, asking people, and they're like, it just came out. They just finished the design. It's not out yet.
Yeah.
And I was really frustrated with that because, you know, Americans, when we want something, we'll move mountains to
Yeah,
make it happen.
yeah.
But that's also doubles for our passion, too.
Yeah.
When we're passionate about something, we'll move mountains.
Mm.
And if you're in a place of love, if you're operating from a place of love, you do anything for your partner. You do anything for your mother. You do anything for your brother or sister. If the love is there, you'll move mountains. So I was moving mountains looking for the jersey, and I didn't find it anywhere. And then I came back on this trip. So I was here in April, came back. Now it's end of July, and I'm cruising through the waterfront, cruising through the mall, and I walk in the Puma store, and I see this jersey, and I'm looking at it and staring at it, and you know, all the shopkeepers looking at me like, yo, what's wrong with this guy? You know? And they come up to me like, you need help, sir? I'm like, what is this? And they're like, that's the Bafana jersey. That's a new one. I'm like, I want that. And they're like, well, it just came in. It's for you.
Yeah.
And I was like, damn.
That's great.
It
That's,
just came in.
Yeah.
So, and that's superficial, you know, wanting something, a material thing. But my energy was in a good place, and I really wanted. I wanted to rep because I love South Africa, and I love my experience so far. And so, you know, I manifested that, and that's one of my powers that I have, and a power that all human beings have when their heart's in the right place. It's almost like when you pray to God, you pray for good things to happen, and sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. But when your energy is in the right place and your heart's in the right place, stuff starts happening for you. Because I wasn't thinking about it in that moment.
Yeah,
It came to me.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
And I went to the mall once.
Yeah.
On this trip. Last time I was in the mall all the time, you know. So, quick story about manifestation.
Yeah, yeah. I like that because, like, I remember on the 1st of April when we were at this event in Kloof Street, Saggiestones.
When you're playing music.
Yeah, we all decided to go for sunset, and
Yeah.
when going for sunset, we took an Uber, and 5 minutes later after we dropped off, then I realized that I lost my phone. I left my phone on the Uber, and I was really shattered. Like I was like ready to go home.
Yeah.
I was like,
it was rough.
Very, very stressful.
Yeah.
And we're standing there, and there was an event happening by Sunset Corona Sunset Festival, and
fireworks going on.
Yeah, it
music.
was crazy.
You couldn't avoid it.
Yeah, it was really crazy. And I remember you saying that I should take that thing as a way of growing. I needed to upgrade at that time, and it all happens in good time. And honestly, the means that we tried to get the phone back by reporting it and all that stuff, and I didn't really get it. But a week later, I got a new phone, and there were new things that were happening in my life, and I really, really appreciate having people like that in my corner, whereby even if the going gets tough, you know that they always got your back. And I want to get people into our conversation because they don't know much about you, and I want you just to give them context of like where you come from and also like what you do. Yeah.
Well, first of all, I'm Kosa. No, I wish. I don't have the privilege of being Kosa, but I felt immediately drawn to the Kosa people and also people from Zim. All people here. It's like everyone tells you the story. I think it's just, I love people, which is funny because there's times where I'm like, I don't like people, you know? But when you get past that and you go back to that place of love, you realize how beautiful people are, especially when they show you who they are. My name is druegrit. I'm a writer and director. I'm a leader. I'm a mentor. I'm a teacher. I'm an American. I'm a man. I'm a wolf. And I'm a human being above all.
Yeah. Yeah.
So a writer of novels. I have my books over there. Maybe we'll talk about later. And films. people always ask, and Americans ask, like, oh, so have you done something I've seen? And I'm like, nope. I can tell you cool stuff I've done, but I've been a writer and director since I was 9 years old, a professional when I was 20. I've done everything from music videos to commercials, documentaries, films. A film on Amazon right now called Ocean Boy. It's on Amazon Prime. I was a writer with my business partner for that. And, you know, if you just Google me, you'll find something interesting. So I tell some of the kids I mentor, I'm really lucky that I knew since I was 9 I was going to be a filmmaker. I was going to be a storyteller. But, you know, in life, we're always worried about, did I choose the right path? Am I going to be what I want to be? Well, I knew since I was 9 years old that I was going to be a filmmaker. It actually didn't make my life any easier because I was always fighting to be that. And I have friends that are very famous and done big, big movies. So knowing was one battle, but then getting it is another. So in many ways, it's been more painful because I haven't done all the things I want to do as a storyteller. But everyone's journey is different, and everyone's timing is different. We want to look at life as a linear thing. You know, you're going to go from A to B to C to D to E to F to get to your goals. But that's not how the universe works. You know, we learn lessons afterwards. You lose your phone and you go, you know what, it's not a big deal. And I remember that because I had met Coffee and his partner, and we had friends with us. We're watching the sunsets, really beautiful. And I know what it feels like when you lose something or something that's painful. You just can't see anything. Your vision goes like this. You can't feel it. Like, you're right in my periphery. I can't even see you because it shuts you down. A lot of times when people have pain, they either shut down or they go the opposite direction. They're angry and they do something angry. You're a shut downer, and I'm a shut downer. So I think it's important to have people in your life that see that and be like, I see you're in pain. I know it sucks. You know, I've just met you, but I know that sucks, and that's a pain in the ass. We talked about photos, having to buy a new phone. What if you got a job or something changed? That sucks. But we need that encouragement from our people around us to support us and say, it's going to be all right. And now, does that phone issue bother you at all?
No, not at all.
And this man was like, whoosh, wall. You know, Kofi, like spiritual wisdom, smart, character, smiling. He was like, nah.
I was gone.
And she was worried. She was like, you know. But and you know what? It's completely okay. And I have a gift at helping, but sometimes, you know, I also got to shut up and just let you process, because it's like if you were deeply hurt physically, I can't talk you out of that pain. You know, so the way through pain and the way through obstacles is right into it, embracing it. So you already got a sense of who I am and what I do.
I'm sure someone who's listening and watching right now can get a little bit of what you're all about. And there's a disclaimer. I don't know if it's a disclaimer or I'm exposing myself out there now. So growing up, primary school, high school, I was that one person who never loved books. So it was more of a me thing than anything, and I preferred sound and visuals in teaching myself stuff. And I know you have a book. And how's writing for you? I know you started at a very young age, but like writing, did you get it from school or someone close to you, or you've always experienced other writers and felt like you had your own story to tell?
All the above. You know, I'm not a book person either. I could barely read my own book. And reading is actually challenging. It requires a lot of focus and paying attention. And a lot of times reading puts me to sleep. So that's actually normal. I think reading books is challenging. I've been an artist, and my mother is an artist, so I've always been exposed to that. But just to position myself, I'm from California. I'm from East San Francisco. I'm from the Bay, as we would call it. I live in Los Angeles, California. I lived in 10 homes before I was 10 years old, and I'm dyslexic, and I have ADHD, and so I was never a good reader. But the irony is that when you unlock something that you like, or you unlock a book that's good, usually that stuff goes out the window and you get into it. So it's all about passion. I actually love music and dance and sing, and guess what I can't do?
What?
None of that. Not even an ounce of that. My mother can do all of it. I can't. So reading and writing is actually really difficult for me, having dyslexia and also, ADHD. See, I just got distracted right there. That's what it's like sometimes. So it's really difficult. But I respect it, and I think it was a way to tell that story. I wrote a movie that I was trying to get financing for, and I came close, and then I couldn't get it, and the pandemic hit, and I said, I'm going to turn this into a novel, and I just did it because I wanted to tell that story. You know, at my age, I'm tired of having so many stories and not be able to share them, because as a filmmaker, you can't just bang out a film right away. You make a song, you're really proud of it, you could share it right away if you want to. As a filmmaker, I have to live with that longer than a baby being born. It could take 3 to 10 years to make a movie.
Yeah.
So a novel, I have more agency over that. Anyone can write a novel and put it out if they want to. And so I did just that during the pandemic.
The title, The Incredible Existence of You, it's a very...
There you go.
It's
a mouthful.
Yeah, man. It's like, okay. Now you start to,
you're going to get
to
some shit when you read that.
Yeah.
The Incredible Existence of You.
Yeah.
That's what it's called. And it's an Amazon exclusive. And it's about second chances at life and love. Which all of life is about second chances at life and love. Your guys' love story, my love story, my life. There's always second chances at life and love, And so that book is a reminder of that theme, and with two characters in their 30s that have no sense of self-worth. And in fact, the fighter, that's the hero character, which coincidentally, before I came to South Africa, I wrote him as a white South African. And I changed him because I didn't have enough experience with South Africa. I have a South African uncle through marriage, Afrikaner. And so I thought about writing that character as a South African, but making him diverse in ways that I'm diverse in my upbringing. I grew up in multiple socioeconomic statuses and a range. So I wanted to write a character that was South African because I think South Africans of all backgrounds have a lot of world experience in the sense of people you meet and the stuff going on in this country. There's a lot going on. It's like diverse in conflict, diverse in people, diverse in religion. There's a lot. Yeah. And not all Americans are like that. So I wrote him originally as a South African, and then I changed him to Australian because I was going to get financing from Australians because I worked with Australians before.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So, come on in. You could join the podcast. No problem. What were we talking about? That's Incredible Existence.
About the financing in Australia. The reason why
ADHD, bro. You see that? Yeah. I saw I couldn't help myself.
For me, I know you just said that it was first like a South African character that you had, and then you went to change it to Australian.
Yeah, that character.
And I want to ask you something that I've heard a conversation with someone this week. The differences, it's a two-way question. So the differences between California and Cape Town.
Yeah.
And then differences, I mean culture shocking things, things that you feel like, okay, this is totally different from where I come from. And then also similarities, things that would remind you of back home when you are here in Cape Town.
Great question. Please interrupt me because I could talk about this all day. So anything that's need clarification.
Yeah.
California is extremely diverse, just as diverse as South Africa, but in many ways more diverse because we have people come from all around the world to California. And where I grew up in East San Francisco, East Bay, as we call it, and because I lived in 10 homes before I was 10 years old, I was actually the only white kid in certain communities. I was in high school, I was a part of the Asian group. So I was this tall white guy, and then there's 15 Asians. No one understood. But I drifted amongst groups. So the Bay Area and Los Angeles is very diverse, very diverse. I think, you know, white folk are still the majority, but it's like 50-50 with diversity. Probably, maybe I'm wrong. So I grew up in diversity, and I grew up in multiple socioeconomic status, so I was exposed to a lot of different communities, not just my own, which is, you know, another conversation that be had. So California, that's just what we're used to. We're more tolerant. We're more liberal in our ideology and our ideas. We're more welcoming and embracive. So Americans love British-like accents, so they would love South Africans and Australians and New Zealanders and Brits. And then Los Angeles is also very diverse. The problem with the coast now is that California is the fifth or sixth or seventh largest economy in the world. Largest economy in the world. So it's got a lot of money coming in, a lot of business, and because of that, there's a lot of gentrification.
Yeah,
which is also a huge theme in South Africa.
Yeah, Cape Town, yeah.
And so I've seen that firsthand in East Coast in New York, which I just came from in my tour, and on the West Coast, you know, I've seen a lot of gentrification. So those are two similar things. Let's see, what else? There's a lot of parallels between the United States and South Africa, both from historically with slave trade to poverty to extremes. There's a lot of parallels and a lot of systems. There's a lot of systems here to keep people a certain way, and there's a lot of systems in the United States. As a California, as a West Coaster, as a Northerner, we talk about that and are diving into that, and that's not a problem. But one critical difference in the two countries is the extreme of the polarity. And I'll never forget, you told me that, you know, the difference between wealth and poverty is so strong that some people are so desperate that they will risk robbing me or you in broad daylight because they got shit they got to feed, they got to eat, they got to get something. They'll take the risk sometimes. Yeah. You know? And in the States, there's places where it's that bad, but the reality is we have a homeless situation, but the homeless people have places to eat. And the homeless places, people do have sometimes programs and services and church services that will take them in for a night. So people aren't starving in the United States. We have a drug problem, we have a mental health problem, but it's not always life and death. And I'm saying that sensitively, knowing that for some people it is life and death. But that percentage is not as high as it is here. From my understanding, certain people going home are at risk of a lot of things, you know, and that's not a day-to-day occurrence for most Americans, even in the most urban cities. And Los Angeles has unsafe neighborhoods too. So the polarity between wealth and the poor is, I think, far more extreme here, and I think that the country doesn't necessarily help people below a certain poverty, certain threshold of economics, and that's crazy to me, you know, because Americans we're all cowboys. I'm an urban cowboy. It's like we got to do the right thing, patriotism, et cetera, et cetera. But I'm also talking from a place of privilege. Yeah. I see the problems here, and I see that I don't see movement towards actually doing stuff, except for the people that are in it. Yeah. The people that are actually in it are doing stuff about it. And, you know, there's people that are doing things on all sides of the coin, right? But from like a substantial level, I don't see a lot of people helping the people here. So, speaking freely. Yeah. One thing that's shocking to me is going through the neighborhoods, both the nice neighborhoods, and seeing electric barbed wire fences. Yeah. That's crazy to me. Americans have gated communities with security and kiosks, but not necessarily tall electric gated fences. So I think there's a lot of fear, and I've been told that they have to have that, and I've been told from people of color and white folk that that's necessary to protect certain homes. And I'm like, wow, it's necessary? Because to me, I couldn't believe it. You have these beautiful homes, old, new, and they have high gated fences with electricity. Shocking, that was shocking to me. Americans that, they either have a gated community if they really want to feel safe, or they have their guns and their dogs.
Yeah.
And they sit on the porch with a shotgun, like, come through.
Come through.
We're right here. You step on the land.
Yeah.
But I know that South Africa is way more complicated in its history, and even though the United States is complicated too, but there are so many more groups that have been dominated and divided and dominated, divided, and then a new dominated person comes in. You know what I mean? So that's one of the shocking things here. Yeah. First and foremost, I'm for the people.
Yeah.
And I'm for, as Malcolm X said, I'm for justice, no matter who it's for or who it's against.
Yeah.
And I think that.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of similarities with South Africa and the US, but like for some people it's not obvious, but it can go up to even politics side, where you'd find even with people like Nelson Mandela, your Steve Biko, and Chris Hani. So you'd find Malcolm X, you'd find Martin Luther King. Yeah. And also, if you check now, next year.
Is that your election?
Yeah. I think you also guys.
Us too. So shit's about to get crazy.
Yeah.
Both countries.
Both countries at the same time. And I feel like there's a lot that we can also like share in terms of experience.
Yeah.
Because I feel like understanding the way of living in a certain culture can open up your mind, and you can be good relations, then you can be more allies than enemies, and it puts the world in a better place. And for example, we also have people who have made their names in the US, and they're well regarded. Like your
Dave Matthews,
Trevor Noah, your even Elon was born in Pretoria, and
Charlize Theron, right?
Yeah, Charlize Theron.
Yeah.
There's a lot of names that we can pick up.
Yeah.
And I feel like if the things get better, we can have a great relation with both countries. And I'm looking forward to the elections. I'm looking forward to it. I'm not big in politics, and I wouldn't want to dwell much in politics.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to it. I wanted to ask you something, like as a writer and a producer, what movie that has just came out maybe in the last 3 years that when you watch, you wish you could have been part of the production team?
I was just asked that in this program I'm doing research with in Cape Town, and I didn't have an answer because I want to tell my story, and if I love that film, I wouldn't want to touch it. Like Inception, Christopher Nolan, even Batman, Finding Nemo. I wouldn't touch it, but I would. Yeah, I can't think of a film that I would want to be like, I did that. There's films that I love, and I'm still learning about South African cinema, which is on my next to do. I only know a couple of films, but I can even tell you my story with that later. Being introduced to South African cinema was like, whoa. I don't know. And my taste in movies is really eclectic. I read the people on my list, and it was like 10 Things I Hate About You, Finding Nemo, Brokeback Mountain, Goodfellas, a 1971 film called Junior Bonner, Cinema Paradiso, one of Italy's great films, Hand of God. Like all these films, people are like, what are you talking about? What is? I heard Finding Nemo, Little Miss Sunshine. Like I just went off, and they're like, what? And then they heard Brokeback Mountain. They're like, what? Yeah. So, but for those of us that like cinema, it's easy to say what our favorite film is or what we would do. For those of us that love cinema, it's impossible. It's like saying who's the GOAT of hip hop. You know, you'd be like, well, no.
Yeah.
You know, you think you know, you think you can say it, and like, no. So that is a good question. Do you have a movie that you love, or that you like?
Honestly, it's very difficult for me to say, honestly, cause wait, do I have a favorite movie?
Or a film that you love, because that's how I go about it.
Wait, do I have one?
Finding Nemo.
I know.
It's a masterpiece, bro.
Wait, it's. But what I love, Okay, I can't think of it. There's a lot, man. There's a lot. There's like, there's a movie called, it's a series called Unseen. It's on Netflix. It's a local South African Netflix special. It's shot here in Cape Town, which is really, really amazing, high quality. I was so impressed. So my thing now is to like check out how is the Netflix standard in terms of South African production. Yeah. Because most of the time you'd find out that it feels like there's low budget. Yeah. Back in the days when they were starting to involve South Africa in their productions. Yeah. But now it has skyrocketed to an incredible level.
It's about time.
Whereby, and a lot of people are working in those films. And the only thing that I wish that could happen is to introduce new talent. So I feel like I've watched about 6 movies.
It's all the same people.
Same people. So.
I'm gonna speak it in the universe. I think, and we talked about this last time, as America starts to feel deeper with South Africa and popularizes South Africa, it's gonna blow up in terms of popularity. You know, you see Drake intertwining African sounds and Afro beats, and as musicians do that too, it's going to start to make it more popular. So when the Americans come walking in with the money, then it's going to start blowing up, and cinema is going to be doing that as well. So no problem, guys, no problem. And I think cinema is going to be coming here a lot. I think that cinema is going to be huge in the next couple of years, and I think music is going to be huge here. From what I've seen, I love music. I love hip hop. I love R&B, and I've been listening to it my whole life. The whole Afrobeat scene, all of African music. People from Ghana, you know, one of my good friends, Sean Cole, is a Liberian artist. There's so much ingenuity and brilliance and storytelling that no one knows anything about. You know, when I heard your first tracks, your acoustic tracks, talking about your townshipping and how the boys would spit game to the girls at the water hole and coming back, and that was their chance to spit game. You know, I was like, wow. Because I don't know those stories. I don't know like that type of experience in your hood, right? So I think all of that's going to blow up in a good way. I do think that the election may make it more difficult for me and for you in our countries to have that collaboration. But I feel like South Africa is revolutionary in every way, with its people, with its musicians, with its food. So I think it's a matter of time before that catches wind with popular culture, you know? But I think that you guys have all the artistry and the brilliance to be on the world stage in a whole new way, in a positive way, where people are like, wow, South Africa's got everything, because you guys do. Every tribe, every peoples has food, stories, pain that would better the world if they could share that and tell that. And that's the part of what I do as a mentor too, is helping others tell their story, and I want to help you tell your story, you know? So I think I'm going to manifest that there's only beautiful things that will come out of this next generation of like expression and artistry, you know? Because I know you know a ton of people out here that you're like, man, this guy could be as big as this. You could be as big as all that, you know? The hard part is getting to the door and having everyone see you through that door so they can invite you through the door, you know? So.
Yeah. So, if we would access your Spotify right now, do you have any South African
Hell yeah.
artists? Give me your top 5 if you
Sosha,
have a top 5.
Mona Lisa. I'm not even on it right now. I'm just saying it out the cuff. Kofi the King, Vegeta. Awesome record. I have a South Africa playlist. I got your boy Kofi. I got some stuff that isn't South African, but I just threw on there. So like, Breast Bay by Stan High Patrol. Some songs that like feel like the African collaboration. Kulosa by Oxlade.
Kulosa.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Plenty of Burna Boy. Flying through. Juanito Amos. Sofa Silahalane.
Sofa Slashlan.
That's what I said.
Yes.
And Ghost.
And Ghost.
Ring Ring Ring. Thula. Kumbula by Loshin and Basistana. I'm still learning a lot of the tongues. But Rusty Strings, I was repping that. Asim Bonanga and all the versions of that.
Yeah.
Set the remix. So I think, man.
First of all, gotta have a playlist.
Because when I'm in the cafe, if I hear something, it's like this. Shazam.
Shazam.
I don't care who sees me. White guys do dorky shit already. So I'm like, I'll take it. I'm that guy. If I hear a song and it moves me, like when you played your song, man, I was like, I think, like I said, when people get to hear your fullest expression, they'll be like, damn. And I'll be like, motherfuckers, I told you so. This dorky motherfucker told you first.
I wanna give you an opportunity because like I've been asking you a lot of questions, but I wanna give you an opportunity to ask me something that you don't understand about maybe Cape Town or South Africa that you'd love to get clarity of. It can be on any spectrum.
It's a great question. And I don't even know if you remember, but when I was with you or with the people that I've befriended here in South Africa, all I do is ask questions. So right now it's weird because I'm talking, And the people I've been with on this tour, I ask everyone, like, you get in the Uber with me, bro, you're gonna be getting talked to. I'm like, oh, you from Zim? Oh, okay. Blah, 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 man. Well, some short-term stuff. I know you're still in your township, yes?
Yeah, definitely.
And were you trying to move to Greenpoint or was it Sea Point?
Sea Point.
How close are you to that goal?
Next year.
That's great.
Yeah, I have a long-term plan that I'm working on. I'm working on that long-term plan. Hopefully by next year September. Yeah, I should have moved.
Do you want your own spot, or are you open to having a spot with other people sharing the place?
As a creative, definitely own spot.
Yeah,
because I want to have that creative freedom. To even convert my space to a mini studio for me, like
that's important.
Have an editing suite, having all my work right in front of me. I think that's also the kind of like the main reason that I would love to move. So that I'll be able to express myself freely anytime when I want to. Because in the township there are those days where it's very loud. And you literally can't do nothing, especially weekends, especially this coming weekend. So it's a crazy weekend. A lot of people want to have fun.
Well, I learned that with you guys.
Unwind.
We were out in downtown. We're like, hey, we got to go, bro. It's getting wild.
So sometimes it's like that in the hood.
Yeah. And remind me of the name. I know I wrote it down, but when you're old, you don't remember shit. What's the name of your township?
Guguletu.
Yeah. Guguletu. And you were born and raised there?
Born and raised in Cooks. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And is just random stuff.
Yeah,
just
yeah.
learning, because I'm learning
Yeah.
so much. I always
Yeah.
ask questions. When you guys have load shedding, is it more unfair or more random in your township or in townships in general? Because I've heard the statement that it's worse for townships and certain area codes. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like Bantry Bay is probably not dealing with it the same way you're not.
Yeah, of
And
course.
so that's how it is.
Of course. Yeah, most definitely. Because like the idea of a generator is it's more like luxury.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's more like luxury, whereby even the businesses, maybe you'd find out there's few places that has a generator. Maybe the shopping center, maybe the gas stations, and that's probably it. You'd hardly find it like everyone has a generator. So people would buy these lights, that rechargeable lights.
Yeah.
So that if it's stuck, they can switch them on. But in terms of having a source of power at that time, it's really luxury. So people would wait for that period of 2 hours for the electricity to come back.
Yeah.
So it's more like when you have a schedule, you charge everything, charge your phones, just get ready to endure that 2 hour session.
Is it consistent, the schedule? Because I was in Greenpoint and I thought I had the schedule right, and then I see all the lights go out and I'm in the shower, like, all right, cool. Let's light these candles. Let's light this incense.
Yeah, I've never heard the app on my phone, or like.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't check actually, but with the people who are.
You just ask.
I know the people who are always constantly checking, they rely on it so much.
Yeah.
My niece always checks on it, and I would ask her if I need to know, but sometimes it's consistent for about 4 days or so. You know that's okay, at certain times it's going to go off. And then sometimes it can surprise you if you don't constantly check the app.
Yeah.
And then goes off in a different time. But for me, load shedding, for example, where I live, it's a informal settlement called Barcelona. I don't know why they named it Barcelona.
Barca. Viva Barca por siempre.
Yeah, and back in the days when it was established, like people came and built their shacks there.
Yeah.
There was no electricity. So we've been there before. Like I've experienced having no electricity at all. And then electricity came, I think I was 8 or so. And then now that there's load shedding, for us it's like going back a little bit from where we came from, and it's not like, it is a huge deal, but it's not like a train smash. It doesn't mean that you can't survive that 2 hours without electricity. Even for myself, at some point I felt that load shedding was good in another aspect, because everything was just quiet in the township, and
no one's playing their music.
Yeah, man, you could do other things that you don't normally do when there's electricity. So it gave you much time to connect, like with the nature and but for a lot of people it's also like not a great thing, because especially if it goes off at like 6 a.m. until 8 p.m. 8 a.m.
Those are prime hours.
Because people are
stuff.
prepping and waking up, going to school, going to work.
And is that often?
Not really, but now it has been going off at 10 a.m., which is not that bad. A lot of people have gone already. But it has a tendency of going out at 8 until 10, which is also prime. And it forces you to sleep early because everything is off. And then
I dealt with that the day I came in, and I was, I stay in Airbnbs. I like staying in people's homes, and the 2 homes I was in previously had generators. I was in Greenpoint, and right when I got in, everything shut down, so I had to hike up the luggage 2 flights of stairs. And you know what a woman told me? Really beautiful Goso woman. She was like, "Let me help you," and I was like, I also grew up in certain streets. I was like, "You're gonna help me?" She's like, "Yeah, I'm not. I live here. And I was like, okay, okay. She's like, also, it's Vanilla Day. I'm supposed to help you. I said, it's Vanilla Day. Is that for white people? You help white people? She's like, no, no. And I didn't find out until later it was Nelson Mandela's day. So is that the same thing, or is she messing with me?
When was that?
The 17th of July, Nelson Mandela Day.
No, it's on the 18th. Actually.
Or 18th, excuse me.
Yeah, 18th. Yeah.
So is Vanilla Day something else?
I don't know. What's
she looks
Vanilla
like
Day?
She's like, it's Vanilla Day. And I was like, you playing with me? She's like, let me take your luggage. I was like, okay, if you really want to.
Yeah.
But then, so I got the luggage upstairs and I Uber Eats stuff because I got in late. You know, when you travel from the States, it's like 28 hours in total. And I Uber Eats stuff, and I go out to the bottom floor, and the glass door is locked. Yeah. And all the electronics are off, and the guy's like, "Hey, bro, where are you at?" I'm here. I'm like, "Yeah, I'm coming out right now." And I'm trying to figure out how to open the glass door. Yeah. And then I couldn't get out at all. Yeah. I was about to hop the fence, and I was like, "Well, I got to be careful with these South African fences. You never know what I'm gonna be dealing with. Maybe they're electric, right? They'll have that on the generator for sure." Yeah. But I had to find a way out, and I almost went out a window. Found a way out to the garage, and then I got through the garage, and the guy was like, "It's cool, man." And I took my food and got all the way back. But when I came down for the food, I came down so fast in the middle of the dark, and I love the dark, so I was actually okay with it. But it's silent when it's load shedding, no? Yeah. And I hit my head on the roof, and I bit my tongue, and I had a concussion. I saw spots for a second. You know? Yeah. And then I got through that and got my food, and I was like, "Damn, day one!"
Oh, really? That's a South African welcoming.
It was Vanilla Day. Helped me out with my luggage, and I hit my head. But I know there's a multitude that South African people of color and black folk deal with, and that's just one piece in your township that you probably have to deal with. Nonetheless, the travel and the arrangement. I know you guys made a lot of effort to come here. Yeah. And talk about privilege. Americans don't even, we don't even think about any of that stuff. If power goes out, it might be really bad because power never goes out. So when it goes out, people start freaking out. Yeah. And I know that's like one of the multitude of things that you guys deal with in this country. Yeah. I wanted to ask you this, and we could talk about this more off air, but you had invited me to your township. And we didn't get a chance to make it work, but we talked about doing a music video together. Yeah. And I would love that, and I would love to film it the way you want to do it in your home. And I know some townships, it would be offensive if I came to, as, a traveler and be perceived as a tourist. And so my curiosity is, Guguletu, also known as Barcelona. Yeah. Would it be offensive for any of your neighbors if I came through working with you, and how would we set that up? Yeah. Would we want to hire the local boys to watch the corners and all that? Yeah. No.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, so when I go to the hood with my friends, I'm like, you set it all up because I'm going to your hood. Yeah. And we'll do whatever you want to do.
No, honestly,
when you come to the white neighborhood, you just put on a nice clean jacket, and
Yeah, you don't wear a hoodie.
Don't wear all black hoodie, bro.
Scare people.
Nah. Although in California, it's safe as anything else.
Yeah. No. Honestly, I've been working in my hood since 2016. So I've been working, doing different productions with video friends. With students from universities that would come and shoot. I remember we were shooting One Night Stand, was shot in my township. Yeah. And big cameras, like huge cameras, and shot the music video with the guys from Germany. They've been coming more constantly in my area, and
so your hood is embracive to that, welcoming.
Yeah. I think for them it's more like a win. Yeah. Because seeing someone from their township working that hard and doing all these things without thinking twice, because it's not like you'd find a white person every day in my hood walking, and it's more like, man, a lot of us would be ashamed to even bring another person of color, of my friend that lives in a like a higher standard compared to where I live, bring them to my area to come and visit me. Yeah. So how much more to someone who comes from all the other side of the world and
Yeah.
come and like sit in your house and
Yeah.
your crib and enjoy the day with you. It's
Yeah.
like, for them, it's really something that is brave,
Yeah.
and they kind of like enjoy being part of my experience also,
Mm-hmm.
because
Mhm.
they witness it
Mhm.
firsthand.
Mhm.
And in the township, or also in South Africa, it's more like people understand you when you're starting to bloom. They understand that there's a potential, and there's a huge potential. So they don't want to ride the wagon when you are very big. They want to be part of your journey while you're still coming up and you're still doing all these things.
That's the day one mentality, the real day ones that
Yeah.
want to, that support you from day one regardless.
Yeah.
I think that's really beautiful, Coffee.
Yeah.
I mean, that's how it is in the places I've been to around the world, in different hoods and neighborhoods. That's how it is with, the people that are, I was gonna say, like, people that get it there, like, on the same wavelength, that mature, understand, that love, that reverence, like someone from our place is being repped, and getting to express themselves. Because it would be a win for the community if people could see your experience in your township, in your boulevard, in your block. You know what I mean? In hip hop in the East Coast, people were all they talk about was where they're from, and that they're best for where they're from. So representation is everything.
Yeah.
Representation is a part of social justice. Representation is necessary.
Yeah.
Especially for South Africans, especially for the townships that the whole world doesn't know. So yeah, I thought about that because someone asked me. You had invited me to your township, and some of the people I've been doing some research out here with really wanted to go to a township, and I was talking to them about my experience, and there's stuff on, like, there's tour guide stuff and all that, but I'm always conscious of, like, I want to honor the people. If I'm coming to your home, I have to honor you and your customs, and be respectful of the people that run this block.
Yeah.
Because I'm a guest in your home, and if you came to my home, we take care of you like family.
Yeah. Yeah.
Italians are the same way. There's places in Italy that that Italians don't go to, but I can go to, because the people I'm with take care of me and love me, and they want to be like, you're safe with me and your family, and that's how it should be. But the challenges with dealing with poverty and shitty situations and load shedding, it's like, it can be frustrating. I would imagine.
Yeah.
And I would imagine that there would be townships and places that would not want to see my dorky ass come through, telling my jokes, being loud.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Now, in my area, you are more than welcome, and I'm sure that the day you are coming in, you'd already get a closer name.
Day one.
Day one.
I want the tattoo then as well. On the neck.
I remember my friend from the UK.
Yeah.
He works for France 24, which is one of the big news agencies in France. And he's a journalist, so he's a Southern African correspondent. And first day I came to town to pick him up, and I went to the township, and he got a name. His real name is Samuel.
Yeah.
But they named him Samgelo
Samgelo.
in the township. And then the next day when he came to the hood, I told him that I'm going to pick him up in town. He didn't listen. He used the taxis at the taxi rank by his own.
He said, I'm
and
Samgelo. Take me to Guiletto.
He went to the
right now, bro.
township
Ingos.
and he dropped at the wrong
Block.
stop. Yeah, but not that far, like 5 minutes away. And when he dropped off, he met some of the goons in the hood. And
Check him. Say, hey, bro, it's cool. I'm Samgelo.
it's like, I'm looking for coffee. And he was like, he got like people that wouldn't treat him well if they didn't know him or me.
Yeah, of course.
But he was very lucky, and those guys were like, yeah, we'll definitely, you're talking about coffee, we'll take you to coffee.
We'll take
and
care of you. Yeah.
As he was arriving with these guys, I was like, yo, man.
You transformed, bro. I need protection from you now.
Yeah. Because like every time when I'm walking, those guys always ask me, when is Sindile coming back?
That's amazing. That's
so
amazing.
it's like they really, really embrace my friends and also like my work. They appreciate what I do in the township.
That's what love does.
Yeah.
And love can be blocked. It can be hindered. But it never dies.
Yeah.
I think love is God and God is love. And when
Yeah.
you tap into that, that's what you do.
Yeah.
You know, you come to my house, I take care of you. I come to your house, you take care of me. I was in your hands and then when I met you, tour guide. And I know the people I was with were really uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Because they're in CBD, there's people everywhere, and
Yeah.
we stand out like a sore thumbs. There was a German, there's a woman who identifies as Asian, and me. And so, you know, that I think there's a lot. I think Cape Town for Westerners and Americans is intense. No one has a perception of what South Africa is. Nonetheless, Cape Town. In fact, they look at Cape Town or South Africa as Africa. What is Africa? You know, so they have their perceptions, not actual knowledge.
Yes.
I came here for 2 weeks and I got actual knowledge because I came here by myself and just spent time with you guys. You know. But when you are in a place of love and operating from love, people know that and see that and feel that. I've been nothing but love here, you know, and kindness.
Yeah.
And being able to hear beautiful stories. And I felt, you know, I knew I could trust you from the jump because the way you talk, the way your music is, what you wrote about. I mean, you can trust a man that writes a really beautiful love story, you know. And then, so... Yeah, that's how it is. Like that's how in any hood or any neighborhood or any country, when a person is operating from a place of love, you have nothing to worry about.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But love can be blocked by all the things that attack our love, and which is poverty, pain, injustice, being robbed of opportunities, being dismissed. You know what I mean? Think of all the little kids that don't have parents, or that, like in Italy, there's a lot of problem where kids don't have parents and are in gangs because of that.
Yeah.
Or they're looking for love.
Yeah.
So love is the key, the vehicle, and the road.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I can't wait. I hope we get to do the music video in the way you want to do it.
Yeah.
And it's going to work out because I couldn't set it up for this trip, but next trip it's going to be nice weather.
Yeah.
You know, I'm going to bring my Hawaiian shirts. I'll bring all my Cape Town jerseys.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. Tomorrow, this weekend, the Premier Soccer League is starting. The South African.
Is it?
Yeah. So I want to ask you a quick question before we wrap up.
Yes.
You are indecisive if you want to be a Mamelodi Sundowns fan or a Cape Town City FC fan. Is the decision made already?
I thought you knew. I thought you knew, bro. I thought you knew. I'm not wearing that jersey right now, but I have a custom jersey that I went all the way out to Century City by myself, which shout out to Century City. That's the big mall, right?
Yeah.
That was an awesome experience.
Yeah.
Loved it.
Yeah.
And I walked in, and I looked all over Cape Town, looking for jerseys, looking for my South Africa national soccer football jersey.
Yeah.
And it just kind of happened. So
yeah.
I'm a Cape City guy.
Shout out, man. I have a season ticket.
What? It starts tomorrow?
I have a season ticket, and I want to tell you something. The offices are actually just here in Short Market.
The Cape City Town office?
Cape Town City FC.
You know, this is how crazy I called their office. I called their office on a Friday. It was late, trying to get a jersey. And they didn't answer. I almost showed up. That's
they just
how crazy
at the Green Market Square.
They're at Green Market Square?
Yeah.
I was there yesterday.
Literally next door, next to the red bus. Just next to the red bus. I see the players almost all the time.
Really?
Yeah. There's one guy who loves eating at Fatima.
Really?
But I don't want to name him. You guys are going to stalk him. But
that's amazing.
And when I saw him, I was like, man, enjoy your food. I don't want to be that person.
But I love you. No.
Yeah. I was like, dude, you play nice football.
Wait, aren't you a Kaiser guy?
You know, there's like...
You're like me. You do what you want.
Yeah, man. I'm home here in Cape Town, but like...
You're not
honestly, I would feel like a traitor if I would let go Kaizer Chiefs. As much as they're not doing great, but I would feel like a traitor. Honestly, I never imagined myself being a fan of another team unless it's a Cape Town team, and I'll partially support it.
If you grew up with that, you understand that. It's like you would not rep another township, but you would love and respect another township.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Same thing. I came here with fresh blood, so, and you know, I'm a Cape City guy. I have my jersey. You see me around town. Grit number 38.
Yeah.
I bought it before my birthday, manifesting that I would come back to South Africa.
Yeah.
So I bought it and got it in Century City. I wore it to the top of Lion's Head on the last day I was here.
Yeah. Cool pictures, by the way.
Thank you. And I was afraid that I wouldn't come back to Cape Town, even though in my heart I knew I wanted to.
Yeah.
And the irony is, the second I landed on the plane in California, I was gifted an opportunity to return to Cape Town. So I manifested that because my heart was in the right place and my love was in the right place. Yeah. That doesn't always work, but we have to have hope, and we have to have dreams, and we have to have good energy. You know.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's just like that jersey. I actually got the one last jersey in Century City of my size for Cape Town City, and the particular design I wanted. Yeah. Yeah. So pretty nuts.
Cool T-shirt, by the way. I love that T-shirt. It's very nice.
Black and blue.
As we wrap up our episode, it's been a great one, man. Thank you again to Cape Town Lodge Hotel, which is a very, very beautiful hotel. Check it out, man. It's in Buitenhage. We're in Buitenhage, right? Buitenhage Street in Cape Town, CBD. Check them out. They're available on booking.com. You can book online, book your room. And
very kind of them to let us do this in the lobby.
Yeah, it's very, very kind. And the lady was here, and it was like, "Are you guys gonna make us famous?" I'm like, yeah, I have to pay homage to the Cape Town Lodge Hotel. And shout out to you, man. Thank you so much for allowing me to have you on my show. This is the first different look on my show. Am I
the first white guy on the show?
No.
On the black couch? Am I the first one?
No.
I wouldn't have done it then.
But it's the first different scenery. So it's always been on that black couch, that specific couch in Guguletu in Barcelona.
Oh, it is?
Yeah. It's always been there. So this is the first one.
Blue couch in the CBD, South Bow Cap. With the piano in the back.
Yeah, man. It looks beautiful. It represents the black anyway. So we got it.
This special episode of Black Piano brought to you by Coffee the King.
Drue. Shout out, man. Shout out to Ikeja Wi-Fi. Make sure you get yourself an Ikeja at www.ikeja.co.za. It's only 350 per month, and get online and be able to stream our shows. And shout out to everyone who subscribed again to our YouTube channel. We're going to bring more content. I'm so excited for episode number 45 of our podcast, which is going to be one of the greatest episodes I've ever done. A great example, a great leader in our community. He's done a lot of things. I've been giving you a hint of who am I going to get on the couch, and it's his first podcast ever. No one has ever got him on a podcast, and I'm so excited for that one. And this is episode number 43. We're on episode number 43 right now.
43.
Yeah. Episode 43.
Awesome.
So it's been a journey. It's been a great journey. And shout out, man. Shout out, all love to you, my brother, and all the best. Check him out on Amazon. The incredible existence of you. And also Ocean Boy is also available to stream. And what's next? Is there anything on the pipeline, or are you just here for the project?
I'm decided. I wrote a film called Lost in Los Angeles, which is my love letter to Los Angeles, which hopefully will give a better image of what Los Angeles is really like for the working artists in Los Angeles. It's about a group of guys and group of girls in their 20s and early 30s. So I hope to do that. But I'm in such a great opportunity of metamorphosis and change that I'm wondering if there's something bigger that I need to be doing, especially with the impact South Africa has had on me. So I don't know. It could be the second novel in my series, The Incredible Existence of You. Next one is called The Incredible Existence of Us, which is 2 characters in the story and their love story over the course of 40 years. But it could be Lost in Los Angeles, also known as Lila. And then I'm a bustling creative, so there's so many things I want to do, so many stories I want to tell. I'm waiting for one to channel and just grab me, not let go. That's usually, when you are passionate about something, you have to lean into that. So that's the short, long answer.
Yeah, cool, man. Shout out and all the best. All the best, man. Shout out to every Mayhammer out there, Vafetu. I appreciate you so much and being patient with us. And again, man, it's your boy Kof. I'm out here in Cape Town, Cape Town City Lodge. We're out.
And ghosts.
Thank you. Danke.
Danke. Danke.
Shut.